connection. To eat a dog is to disregard that bond. It's an ethical issue that transcends borders. It's also believed to have medicinal properties and is thought to be good for improving health or vitality. However, the practice is not universal, and many Filipinos do not consider dogs to be food. As in other countries, there's a growing trend to view dogs as pets and companions. In recent decades, there's been growing opposition to the consumption of dog meat, especially in urban centers like Manila and in more progressive communities. Despite the law, enforcement in rural areas can sometimes be inconsistent. There are still instances where dog meat is sold in underground markets, especially in more remote regions. However, social attitudes are shifting and there is increasing awareness about the protection of animals. Philippines have not attracted as much global attention, but campaigns are slowly building momentum in these countries. Economic support for dog meat farmers. Many dog meat traders and farmers rely on the income from the practice. As part of efforts to reduce dog meat consumption, animal welfare organizations propose economic alternatives for people involved in the trade, such as providing support to transition into other forms of livestock farming or business ventures. Helping dog meat traders transition to alternative sources of income is a key part of ongoing campaigns. These programs offer support in areas such as education, financial assistance, and job retraining. Despite the progress, several challenges remain in the fight against dog meat consumption. In some regions, dog meat consumption is deeply rooted in tradition, and there is resistance to change. People may view the practice as a part of their cultural identity, making it harder to persuade them to stop. Even with laws in place, enforcement is often inconsistent, particularly in rural or remote areas where the dog meat trade operates underground. And many people involved in the trade may depend on it for their livelihood, making it difficult to convince them to switch to other occupations without viable alternatives. Some people still believe dog meat has health benefits, which complicates the challenge of convincing them to stop eating it. The global fight against dog meat consumption has been gaining momentum, with international organizations, governments and advocacy groups where Instagram have played a crucial role in spreading anti-dog meat messages globally. Videos, petitions and rescue stories go viral, engaging people around the world to take a stand against dog meat consumption. In Nigeria, there have been calls for stronger regulation or an outright ban on dog meat consumption in Nigeria, but there is no nationwide law specifically targeting the practice. Instead, some regional laws and local authorities have attempted to limit or regulate the trade. Organizations like the Nigerian Animal Protection Organization, NAPO, and other animal welfare groups are working to increase awareness about animal cruelty and encourage the public to see dogs as companions rather than food. Efforts to ban dog meat consumption in Africa are still developing but have gained traction in some countries and regions, where animal welfare advocates and local governments are working to shift cultural attitudes, introduce new legislation, and stop the practice. Although dog meat consumption is not widespread across the continent, in conclusion, the global movement to end dog meat consumption is gaining ground, but it is a complex issue that involves legal, cultural, economic, and social factors. It is clear that change is not only possible, but already underway. The shift in perspective is slow, but the future holds hope. The world is learning to see dogs for what they truly are, companions to be loved, not consumed. The story of dog meat is not just one of culinary tradition or cultural practice. It is a story of love, of compassion, and of a bond that transcends the barriers of culture and time. The journey from eating to loving is one that is changing lives, one dog at a time. Please subscribe, share, and like my video.